Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to play along with 30 Days of Sketches from Christy's Beautiful Life. This is series 13 and it's October 2nd. And the sketch today is from Jessica Fenhill and that's what it looks like. And I'm going to be scrapbooking Easter pictures from a long time ago. There's the sketch again. And so in that top one, I'm going to use this longer picture. I'm going to crop it down. And then I'm going to use these three of my oldest, who's almost 16 now, in the bottom portion where the pictures are. I'm also going to use that Studio Calico paper I just moved out of the way, and I am going to trim down my photos right away. So this one's pretty easy. It's a long and narrow one at the top. It's actually 3, but I'm going to use this one instead as a 1. I'm just going to trim it down. My kiddos on this day were being really goofy. Like, it was so goofy. Every time I tried to take a picture, the oldest was like, stick out your tongue. So I have lots and lots of pictures with them with their tongue sticking out. And so I do have these 3 of my oldest that are fun, and she's putting stickers on her Easter egg. And so they're going to get set up kind of like this. And I am going to, instead of having space in between, I am going to put them together just so that it takes up less room, because if there was space in between it would take a bit. This purple piece of paper I grabbed for, I thought maybe I would back some of it in this, but I don't like the way that works. But it is going to be the backing for the middle part on the sketch. So, and I do go and grab some black cardstock, and I grab a piece of white from my scrap bin, and so I am going to do a thin layer of white and then a layer of black and double mat it. And then I do have this one piece of white, and I want the whites to be the same, and it's a little different than some of my other white. So I am actually going to, for the smaller picture, I'm going to use the inside of this bigger one, so because it's not going to fit that way. So the first thing I'm going to do to make it so it's easy to manage these 3 pictures is I'm going to use my washi tape, and I'm going to tape the 3 pictures together. And then that makes it really easy to see how big this is and use it as like a 1 picture kind of deal instead. So just washi tape it together. And then that's all done, and so then that allows me to do this. So I'm just placing it, and then I was like, oh right, I wanted to cut the inside for my little picture, so I had to rip it off. And so I'm just going to trim this down to about the size that I want for the big one, and then I can trim out what I need for the little, and then I'm going to cut it down to size. So I won't show you all of those pieces, and so there's that little one that I'm just going to put in, and then I'm just going to gut. I'm not even going to do a nice job of it. I'm just going to figure out the one edge so it's nice, and then I'm just going to take my scissors and cut it out, because I was feeling pretty lazy, which actually was pretty funny, because this actually makes it more work than less when I do it with my scissors. But well, it is what it is. And then this can go on, and then I will trim off the extra on this as well so that it's done. And so I also put that black on, and then I will prop up the top picture with foam adhesive, but I haven't got that far yet. So I'm just trimming down the purple cardstock so it's a true 12 by 12, and it does have some texture to it, so that's kind of fun. And then so the swatch paper is going to go on top. It's going to be the teared portion, because there's a diagonal tear on the sketch. And so I'm just mapping out where I kind of want it to go. And there we go. And so it's going to go on the top corner. And so that's going to overhang a little bit. And then I'm going to do this bottom one. So just kind of sorting out where it is. I can feel where the picture is underneath, so And I just want to see that a bit. And so then that's going to go down here. And got it all lined up, and then, yep, that looks good. And then I'm going to get this piece glued with my tape runner. And I am leaving a little bit on that edge, so if I want to rough it up a little bit more, that kind of thing, I do have room to tuck. And then I do have a little bit of water right there, so I'm just dipping my finger in the water and putting it on the thinner pieces where it was torn so that pink can pop out on the top here. And then this is where I decide I actually need to use some foam adhesive, because now I have a little bit of dimension there with the ripped paper, and just going to line it up, and on it goes. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this edge, but I don't only need to do the bottom and the top, and I don't really need to do the middle, because the middle is just going to be covered by my picture anyway. And then this is going to get glued down, and again I leave some room so I can tuck if I want to. And then this is going to get put on. And this is just going to go flat on because it can. I'm just lining it up with the bottom swatches, which makes it pretty easy because they're fairly straight anyway. And then I pulled these gold Easter stickers out that I've had for eons. Like, they're probably, oh, at least 10 years old. And so when I was looking through my Easter stuff, when I was looking at this sketch, these swirlies reminded me of the leaves that are on the sketch. So I decided to use those. I don't have a lot of Easter stuff left, so I've got these 3 pieces, and then there's a little bit on my upper left corner of my screen, and that's all I have for Easter stash, I think. So I do have like some stamps and dies and stuff, but none of this kind of stuff. So there's still spring-ish stuff on these sticker sheets, and the chick, but at the end of this there won't be any very specific Easter stuff left on it, like the eggs and the rabbit, the bunny. So I'm gonna put some of these flowers on because why not? It's a springy kind of layout. So it also is going to get a couple ladybugs because my oldest really loved Ladybug Girl when it was out, and so her pages, if I can, either get a butterfly or a ladybug on them. My youngest gets bees because she's busy as a bee all the time, so, but this one gets ladybugs. Just hide this, excuse me, hide this flower in behind the layer there. And then I decide I'm going to use this Happy Spring. So the spring is, these letters aren't actually very easy to pull off this sheet. I don't know. I've had harder stickers to pull off, but I've definitely had easier stickers. So the Happy Spring is, for the title, is just going to go in here. I thought about overlapping it with the picture a little bit, but I decided not. And they are pretty sticky, but removable sticky. Like, stick really well to your fingers. And I think maybe that's why they're harder to pull off, and that they're thin, and so you have to be careful not to tear them. So I grab my tweezers, and then I get this one on. I didn't make you watch me fuss with it. And then there is the dot for the eye and spring, so I do put it on, even though it's not very noticeable. But it's on. And then another ladybug. And then there's a little bits above the picture here, so I'm thinking about what I can do here. So I thought maybe this flower like this. And then I grabbed the one with the leaves and I'm going to pull this one up. And then this one's going to go here. And then I'm trying to decide where to put this other one. And then I was thinking another one somewhere with this because I want to use more of them, but it's not working right now. I'll find a spot for it in a minute. So I'm just going to put it back on this sheet and I'm going to take a look. And I noticed this little bunny. And so I thought about just putting the bunny on, but I don't like that he has a purple ear then. So I'm going to just put him on a little piece of cardstock and I'm going to fussy cut around. So I show you a little bit of the fussy cutting. So the key with fussy cutting is to move your paper, not your scissors. And I want the whiskers not to be part of the paper, so I just angle my scissors to go underneath, and now he's cut out. And he's up on dimension. That took quite a bit of time to, well, not a lot of time, but enough time. And then I just sneak the other flower underneath, and I like that better. And just taking a look at what else I have left on here. And another ladybug here. So now I have 3 ladybugs, because why not? And then there's this one Easter egg that's left on the sheet. So I was thinking maybe there. And I look at it for like 2 seconds and go, nope, I don't want it there. So I thought maybe tucking it underneath here, because then the Easter bunny is hidden in the egg. I don't know, that's kind of the way I think sometimes. So I'm just going to slide it a little bit more underneath that fold, and then that pulls that diagonal all the way up. And I'm going to put some cardstock on, and there's actually a piece of plastic from over top of the top one. And so this is Tattered Angel's Glimmermist in charcoal. And then I pull out my Heidi Swapp Gold Color Shine. And I'm going to do a bit of it everywhere just to bring that gold. And this page is almost done. So I did pull, so I didn't want the really big splotches of the gold, so I just used a wet wipe to mop that up a little bit. And then I use a little bit of my heat gun to dry just the bigger pieces of the gold. And here's some close-ups of this cute little page all done. So I really enjoy playing with Christy's Beautiful Life. Make sure there is a playlist, I'm sure, that you can take a look at. She's also on Facebook, so that would be great to take a look at her there and all the other creatives. And thank you so much for watching. There's another video and a playlist here. Have a great day.